All right, what's up? Welcome. Happy Wednesday. Happy International Women's Day, folks. To the women out there. Changing my life. My woman has single-handedly been the biggest teacher of my life and has helped me grow more than any human being on the planet. That's my wife. And so I celebrate you, women, for being just the way you are. Um, I think women in general are helping, whether you want to or not. I just think you're really helping us guys in such a way, such a huge way. Because my projection of you women, most of you, is that you're more relationally competent and sophisticated than us men. So that means a lot, and I'm willing to learn. And thank you for being just relationally adept in the way that you are. That reminds me that I actually have that prowess and that capacity as well, inside my heart, inside my body, inside my skill set, my mind. And I just need to find it. And I've done that. And I continue to do that in my own life. Yeah, I have, I was a dude who had really disowned my feminine and buried it because that part of me got rejected is how it felt growing up. So I had to go on a big journey to find that part of myself and reclaim it. And damn, am I a better human being for having a woman living inside of me. Yeah, so thanks, women. Okay, now let's get right into your questions. So I want to answer your relationship questions. What's the deal, Instagram? What's the deal, Facebook? And we're going to do it a little differently this week. I just want to rapid fire your questions right now, and I'll be on the call for 15-ish minutes, and you can ask me anything. That's the point here. I want candid, questions that speak to your personal situation are best, and they can be conceptual questions. That's fine, but they're even richer and more beautiful when you make them personal. Okay, so bring it on. I'm going to wait here patiently for your questions. I know it can be a little vulnerable to say, well, here's my question. But here's the deal. When you ask a question, you're admitting you have something to learn, and you're courageous, and you're making a stand for what you want in your life. If you sit and hide out and you never ask the questions to people that maybe have more knowledge than you or know a little bit more than you stay stuck where you are. That's just true for me in my life. Divorced for 2 years, super independent, but I think I'm ready to start dating. Where's the best place to find someone? My advice, always my dating advice, being a non-dating coach, is to just continue to hold that aspiration in your heart and be yourself. And I know that's really simplistic and kind of lame probably for you, but it's like, love finds us. And if we just continue to stand tall in who we are, even when we don't do that, love finds us. Like love doesn't have like a bias, like, hey, you're empowered and you're not. We just find, there's just a divine timing in it. But if your aspiration is in the right place and you keep at it, you're going to find someone. Like there's 7 billion people on the planet. I always say to single people, what are you worried about? Like easy for me to say, right? Married guy, but 7 billion people on the planet, and there's someone for everyone. And it just takes time, and it's okay. Relax. I've been in a relationship. We bought a home together. We've split up, and I find myself continuing to go back and unable to let go. How do you know it's time to work or walk away? Yeah, you walk away when you're not getting any reciprocation back. A relationship takes mutuality and it takes two people. And you can't have a relationship when it's not mutual. You can have a pretty lame relationship that's limping along. It's like having one leg or one eye, or it's fine, but you're not going to be able to be as powerful in your capacity as a human being when your partner doesn't want to do the work. Okay. My guy is in rehab. He pushed me away before I knew this. He didn't push you away. All right. You felt pushed away. Okay. When we say he pushed me away, that's blame, and you can't do anything about it. You can do something about it when you say, I feel or I felt pushed away. That's a really important difference. I teach that in all my classes, okay? You must take responsibility. You can't use blame language. My guy pushed me away. That gets you nowhere. Okay. And then you're saying, I told him I was unwilling to wait and put our relationship on hold, and he said he didn't know how long this would be. I don't know what to do. You wait around for people, guys, when someone is, you just know in your whole body that they are completely committed to you. If you don't feel 100% commitment, no matter where they are, they go in the army, they go across the globe, they have to go do something, they are 100% committed to you when they say that, and you feel it. With all your issues and insecurities, you feel it. You're like, wow, this person's really here for me. Then you like wait, you hang on. But when someone's like, well, I got to go away and think about it, and they're not, that's completely unreliable. So I don't recommend that. My husband doesn't want divorce, and he has an affair. He's had an affair, but he's neither choosing me nor choosing the affair. What should I do? Guys, if someone's having an affair on you, there's two options. Get the hell out because they're not choosing you, or you lay down the law and you say, look, it's for us to have a relationship. This is unacceptable. Stop now, and then let's see if we can work on this. And then the person has to roll up their sleeves and be a total badass about owning their shit and working through everything. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. It's not a relationship again. When your partner distances himself due to stress in finances for the last 2 years and puts the relationship on the back burner instead of finding strength in it, is that a sign I'm not being a good support? If so, it's because I don't feel emotionally safe. Okay, so if I have stress and I'm in a relationship with you and I distance myself for the last 2 years and I put the relationship on the back burner, I'm telling you that the relationship is a low priority, Chantel. It's a low priority to me. What's more important is finances and all that. And I'm not seeing you as an ally that could help me with my finances. And I'm not seeing you as a team player like, honey, help me. I need to lean on you during this difficult, stressful time. I'm going into, my pattern perhaps of isolating and trying to do it myself and schlep this myself. So I'm not utilizing the relationship because I'm not seeing it as helpful. So the way, right? Does that make sense? Like you have to have a partner who is like, I'm struggling. I need you. I'm going to lean on you. It's really hard for me right now. I'm stressed out. I know I keep pulling away from you. I know it's not cool. I'm taking responsibility. I'm acknowledging that there's an impact on you. And I'm like, fuck, this is really hard. Can you help me? And then I go get help. If I isolate, you don't have a relationship. I would move the hell on from people like that. Yeah, guys, the only reason people settle for scraps in a relationship, because a lot of you are writing about basically you're getting scraps. You settle for scraps because you don't know there's something else possible for you. And that's what we do when we don't know, when we haven't had another experience to tell us this is totally lame and unacceptable, and I'm getting scraps, like measly scraps. So you've got to do the work to not tolerate scraps. Otherwise, you will continue to tolerate scraps and wonder, like, is this normal? Is this okay? Should I wait around? Like, he, screwed some other guy. Like, what should I do here? It's like, holy shit. I'm like amazed at what some of you tolerate. Absolutely fucking not. Do not tolerate people who treat you like shit and won't make the relationship a priority. Move on. There are people out there dying to make you a priority. You just haven't found them yet, but they're out there. I know they are. Right? So, but you have to see your side of this pattern in you. Like, why I keep attracting scraps. Why is that? Well, it's probably because you grew up with scraps, or that's your perception anyway. And so you're going to keep repeating it as an opportunity, as a way to try to heal it. All right. How do you ask for help when you have always done everything myself? How do I break down the walls? Well, you're doing it right now. So congratulations. You're asking for help right now. See that? Busted. So you're not that helpless. So that's the first step is you just ask someone, ask the closest person in your life, how do I get help? I don't know what to do. Boom, you've immediately done it. And you're not going to know the answer. You're not going to know the next step, but you have to, the next step is like just saying, waving your white flag, being like, I need help. I'm drowning over here. That's what you got to do. Okay. Tomorrow I have a job interview, and listening to your podcast, I realized I got a lot better in interacting with my women, I'm guessing, and that will help me with dealing with other people too. But if something big's coming up, I fear that my thoughts get freezed and I get feeling overwhelmed as a result. I can't think properly. Yeah, that's just your nervous system, Oliver. That's your brain. That's how it works. When you get stressed and triggered, you can't think clearly. You say stupid shit, that kind of thing. Is there a tool that helps me with that? And what can I do properly to prepare for my job interview? You take on a mindfulness practice for the rest of your life. You learn how to meditate and sit with your own shit and your own experience. And then you see relationships as resourcing to you instead of threatening. And you get people in your life that help you vibrate at a level that's like, God, I have support here. Because we all get insecure. We all struggle sometimes. But we need to be able to sit with our struggle and also have people in our lives who are willing to hang with our struggle. You know what I'm saying? I'm still struggling with my own desire to have a relationship with my sister, even though she continually demonstrates she doesn't want one through her actions. Ouch. Do I need to see the benefits to this in order to move through this desire to less pain? Okay, back to you and your thing that we're working on with you is you need to see what you're getting out of that. Any of you are in relationships that are one-sided, you need to see what you're getting out of it, because you won't change your behavior until you see that you're getting a lot out of that. There's a payoff for you. What's the primary payoff? What's the secondary payoff for being in a one-sided relationship where you're the giver and no one gives back? Do that work. And then the next step is you got to value yourself in a way that's like, wait, I want a reciprocal relationship that's mutual. Sometimes though, we have siblings or friends where it's completely one way and we're okay with that. Like if we resent someone, that's when we need to deal with it. I have some relationships where it's totally one-sided. I'm supporting the other person 100% of the time. They're never supporting me. I don't want that from them. I don't expect that from them. They can't actually do it. So I'm cool with this one-sided relationship. It's fine. It's not a big deal. But if you're resenting and it's not cool, that's when you need to make a shift. And usually that's a childhood pattern with a parent. Teenage daughter is currently not respecting my need for timeouts. She knows it's important, but still having a hard time in the moment and ends up saying hurtful things. Any other tools we could use? If you have a need for a timeout and you have a teenage daughter, it's different if you had a younger daughter. You can walk away. Let her know, like, hey, I'll be back, but I'm not going to tolerate being. So it's another boundary. How can type A female meet a man who can handle you? You soften and relax a little bit. You learn how to soften into your feminine more. I talked about this last week, and it's really important. What are your thoughts on being involved with a married man? Well, that's up to you and your moral code, your integrity code. But a lot of us, there's a way in which that's out of integrity for some people. So, you're probably following your animal inside of you instead of your heart. You would call it maybe your heart, but I would challenge you that you're infatuated with this guy. Anyone that's married, you're playing something out. You're playing out a pattern. And I talked about affairs a couple weeks ago. I called out some woman pretty hard on that, in terms of the withholding and the just the lack of safe. That just creates no safety in a relationship, unless you're in an open relationship, a polyamorous relationship. Different story. If it's above the board and you're like, hey, I'm fucking someone else. Hey, I'm hooking up with someone else. You cool with that? How are you? Like, if it's out on the table, it's a completely different conversation. So I'd challenge you to get it out on the table. Why are you ashamed of wanting to sleep with another guy and hiding it? Get it out on the table so you don't have to feel the shame and guilt and everything else that comes along with it. Cool, guys. We're going to wind it down there. Let's see if Julie, okay. As a woman who is just getting back into the dating life and going through a divorce from a very abusive relationship, which I'm processing through my therapy, what is some of the best advice you can give from a man's perspective on dating casually at the moment? Do your work to heal the last relationship and be okay being alone for a while. Whatever we don't heal from a previous relationship, we carry into the next relationship. And that's not necessarily a problem as long as you're working on it. If you're not working on it, it compounds the stress that you will eventually feel when your unresolved shit from your past relationship now surfaces in your present relationship. So the pile just gets bigger that you have to deal with. So you don't have to deal with it. You can medicate and check out and avoid and do your thing if you want. But you, I just give people the advice, like, clean up your past relationship before you move into another one. What's the rush anyway? You know, can you really not be with yourself alone that long? Then that's an interesting question. Why is it that it's so hard for me to be single and just be alone? Why do I keep finding myself in relationship after relationship? Those people, their growing edges, they need to chill out and be single for a long time to like learn how to be okay without someone, because that's just good for their development. Other of us, we've been maybe isolated too long, and we need to learn how to let someone into our lives. Okay, I'm out. Got to call it there. Thanks, guys. Awesome being with you on International Women's Day. Thank you, women, for being just the way you are and helping us, all of us, move forward. Ciao.